Apply pressure from every angle, you feel me? Yeah, you know, attack more. Never fold, man. Nah, never fold, never quit, yeah. Keep going, like, yeah.
Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta
I smoke that dang. Tryna get M's in the bank, fuck what they think. Knock a nigga whole mouth out. Come side me, top break, throw hands like Tank. Knock it out the park like Hank. I've been doing them planks, what you got on my drink? I've been trying to keep my sane. Humanity so lame, fuck you and your gang. Speaking on the dead man's name.
Roll Tide full of pride, here we go. Roll Tide full of pride, here we go. Down at the levee, we going fishing at the levee. You know what time it is? Another live. We here again. Some Bama business to get into for sure. Main thing, main priority is Greg McElroy. I repeat, Greg McElroy. Allegedly, he said something to the Bama football team before the last spring practice. So we're going to break that down in the Boogie Downtown for sure. We're going to talk about certain players on the Bama defense today, offense today, etc. What do they need to do moving forward? Now that spring practice, spring camp is done with, which direction do they go now? Which players need to step up? Which players need to continue to grow and get better, etc. Who had the best spring, the worst spring, if you want to say the worst spring. But spring is where the mistakes are supposed to happen, right? Whether adjustments are made, development is really starting to be created. Quarterbacks are supposed to throw interceptions, right? Running backs are supposed to fumble, drop passes, etc. You know, you want these certain mistakes to happen now. When the regular season comes, boom, it's all smooth. It's all smooth. You understand? So don't get caught up into the hype and bullshit. No bullshit. But Greg McElroy talking, capping, and yapping again. I really don't care what he said. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get into it round yonder. You know, my biggest question for McElroy is why he's speaking anyway. McElroy has been a straight nut rider. You know, people gonna come and say, "Oh, he has the right to say certain things. He has the history with Bama. He's one of the Bama so-called legends and all that." Oh, this quarterback, that quarterback. He's in a great class. I don't care, man. Right? Greg McElroy been disrespecting Bama low key, especially since the playoffs then came around for years now. Throwing shade at them, low key hating on them, etc. All that, man. Hating on the quarterbacks, right? Boom, and all that. Saying Bama don't deserve to be in the playoff. Bama don't deserve this and that. Even last year, he up there capping and yapping, talking about how they don't deserve to be in. Now he the same one talking to the players in the meeting room, getting close to the players in the meeting room, acting like he care. See, that's what I mean sometimes about the whole Bama business, dog. No cap. Right? Much as he didn't win against Bama, disrespected them as a playoff team, shit, he shouldn't even be allowed in the building. You hear me? Early. Oh, but I guess they gotta be politically correct. Certain players they can't deny. Fuck all that, bro. He stayed disrespecting Bama every chance he get. Roll Tide full of pride, roll tide. Ain't nothing rolling but the damn tide for sure. But every chance he get, Greg McElroy stay disrespecting Bama and all that. Front side, back side, etc. Disrespected him last year in the playoffs. Yeah, man, for sure. And everybody quick to ride his nuts, Holmes, ride his nuts. Shit. Care what he did, what he won at Bama, man. No cap. Shit. What he doing now? What he saying now? Yeah, and he been disrespecting for years now. Him, Mark Ingram, even, huh? Hey, let's get into it, man. Here we go. Once again, make sure you come in the chat. You fire the chat up, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell as well. Right? Share this with any and everybody you know for sure. Support the grind, support the channel. Bottom line, no cap. Roll tide. Here we go, man. Give me 1 second. Come on, bro. It's crazy around yonder. For real. Shit. Talking about my dog, man. We go. Since when McElroy ever rolled for Bama for real. You understand? 1 second, man. Let's get it. What Greg McElroy said to Alabama football team before spring practice. Before Alabama returned to the practice field this spring, former quarterback Greg McElroy made his way back to campus and spoke to the team at the Mall M. Moore Athletic Facility. Third-year head coach Kalen DeBoer wanted McElroy to talk about what he does for a living. A former national champion for the Crimson Tide, McElroy is now an ESPN analyst as well as the host of the Always College Football podcast and McElroy and Kubalik in the Morning. And some of his statements be true. Some of his statements have definitely been wrong, Holmes. Heavy. But a lot of his statements, bruh, a lot of his statements, especially the ones about Bama, right? That's when that's when you got to pay attention to him and see what he's saying for real. Yeah. So it'd be very interesting for me to see and hear what he says about Bama, bro. Last season, all season, disrespecting them. They ain't this, they ain't that. Questioning whether or not they were a playoff team. Matter of fact, saying they weren't a playoff team. And he just get to come back around yonder, be in the meeting room, talk to the players. He want to take pictures type shit. Where was all that energy when he was saying, hey, Bama ain't no damn playoff team. Oh, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. Oh, they shouldn't be there. Oh, he would put two other teams ahead of Bama for sure. And everybody want to bring him all up in the building with his fake love type shit. Huh? Nothing about him being no alumni for sure. Here we go. Oh yeah. The hell going on around here? McElroy spent a few minutes telling Alabama's current players how to deal with the media, but the crux of his message was more about once being in their shoes as a Crimson Tide player. He shared with Bama Online what he told the team in the meeting room back in February. I just remember playing there, McElroy said. I remember every day was so hard, and looking back on it, it was such a gratifying time in my life, so fulfilling. It really changed who I was. It changed my belief system. It changed how I thought. Well, damn, if it did all that good to you, McElroy, why the hell you ain't showing respect, dog? Why you ain't showing loyalty, my dog, early? Huh? How come every chance you get, you down talk, downplay Bama? You see how Ty Simpson rock and roll homes and lock in? He didn't even come back for that 6.5 mil. Why? Because he wanted to stay loyal and respectable to Bama and the standard. Huh? You punk chomp, you talking about Bama did this for you, Bama did this for you, and all that. You hear me? Obviously, you ain't appreciative, motherfucker. Huh? Bitch, yeah, you ain't appreciative at all, Jack. You a jive turkey, man. Jive turkey, man. No cap. Huh? Straight up. Huh? He talking about Bama. So it was such a gratifying time in his damn life. But he want to get up there on national media and disrespect. Come on, bro. Here we go. Let's get it. Here we go. But it was hard and there wasn't a lot of satisfaction. There wasn't ever anybody that was like, man, I'm so dang proud of you. I never ever heard that in 4 years. And that's okay because it's not expected. Because I think sometimes when you're at Alabama, the expectation is you put the uniform on, you win a championship, you take it off after the season, you put it back on the next year, you win it again. And that definitely has became the standard. You know, Saban brung that with him through his years. You damn right you want to win. But you know, Bama as well, the other side, the flip side, it was very important for Saban to prepare them for life as being young men in this world from different backgrounds, different cultures, etc. But Saban's main goal was to have them ready for the real world as well. Shit, of course, he wanted to win. What the fuck you think he there for? To lose? Bitch, yeah. To lose, dog? No cap. Huh? You know what I'm saying? The standard is, you see what he said? They didn't get no damn cookie for. They were expected to win, dog. Expected to win. Huh? See, that standard has kind of gotten lost at Bama, period. But now K Dog is slowly but surely bringing it back. And of course, it will take some time, new regime, new schemes type shit. So yeah, they're getting there, they're fighting their way back to it. They may even be there now, damn near. But a lot more work to be done, Holmes, for sure. Here we go. And that's okay because it's not expected. Because I think sometimes when you're at Alabama, the expectation is you put the uniform on, you win a championship, you take it off after the season, you put it back on the next year, you win it again. I think sometimes what's lost in that, I think sometimes what's lost in it is that it takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of mental toughness to play at our place. It does. And the expectations are high, and you know that going in. But what I just wanted them to hear from an alumni and someone that's been in those shoes, dude, y'all are already doing things that are incredibly difficult to do. First of all, take a look around. You're playing football at Alabama. Big facts, no cap. People would do anything for their opportunity, anything. And that might not have, and that might not have and they may not have the God-given ability that y'all have, and that's amazing. You already in many ways have won. You've won the game of life for many. So appreciate this experience. And now that yeah, there will be and know that there will be negativity surrounding your performance if you play well, but isn't that what you signed up for? Isn't that what you wanted? Didn't you want to go to a place that demands excellence? And I also want to tell them, dude, I'm already, as a guy that wore that jersey, a lot of people can be negative, a lot of people can hate. Big facts, no cap. And if anyone has ever listened to me, there's always going to be constructive criticism after every game. I never went out of a game that I played and was like, man, that was flawless. No, I went out saying, golly, I missed that third down, man. I hate that I underthrew that post, or man, I really wish I would have gotten a number two on that read. You know, you see what the standard was, bro. Huh? You see what the damn standard was? Some may call it crazy, too much. Fuck that. You hear me? Earl. Saban did what he needed to do to win, right? Period. To get them boys in the mind frame to damn win. That's why Saban is so great as well. You understand? Earl. Shit. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan as well. You know it already. KOC ain't done that shit in 4 years. Now it's going on year 5. So respect Nick Saban's greatness for sure. Here we go. So even if it comes from a place of being constructive, I'm already freaking proud of you, dude. And everybody that wore that helmet is rooting for you. Everybody that wore that helmet, whether it was under that Saban regime or under the Shula regime or under Francione or Gene Stallings, it doesn't really matter. Anybody that wore that helmet knows how hard it is to wear that helmet and to go out there and be vulnerable every Saturday and have your performances critiqued and nitpicked. Big facts, no cap. Every single one of us knows what that's like. You know, and got to clap it up for McElroy as well, right? Quick. Heavy, man. Yeah, McElroy, you still be capping and yapping during the playoff time, my boy. Understand? But hey, I like what you said right there for sure. Skidder. Mhm. And know that the fact that you're willing to do it. We're already proud of you. So that was my main message. Y'all are doing great. Even though everyone wants to say it's not what it was, it's not this, it's not that, it's not the way it once was, it's not the way it was here. This is different now. Everyone's going to focus on the differences. I'm going to focus on the similarities for sure. And there's a lot of things that they're doing now that have been done the same way for a very long time that resulted in a lot of wins. Here we go. hmm Just that I'm an alumnus, super proud of them, and know that they're going to do a great job representing the fan base and representing the state and representing the university for this upcoming season. So I can't even be mad at Greg McElroy for that talk right there, prep talk, speech, whatever you may call it. But at the end of the day, put some respect on Bama name, homeboy, when you up at that damn podium, straight up. We go. Give me 1 second, man. We go. What he said. So McElroy also brought up last season, Alabama finished the 2025-26 campaign with an 11-4, 7-1 SEC record in the board's second season. The Crimson Tide opened the year with a road loss at Florida State before winning 8 in a row. Although it lost at home to Oklahoma, Alabama was in the SEC championship game and defeated the Sooners on the road in the playoffs. The Tide took a step in the right direction last season, but it also lost 4 games for the second year in a row. McElroy told the guys what he saw when he watched Alabama's 2025 games. Here we go. I just felt like last year's team got a little tight, McElroy said. They didn't want to disappoint you, but they're such good kids. They're such good kids, and they want to win. And they want to please everybody. I remember Bryce Young being like, last year was a failure. I was like, dude, you had a fourth quarter lead in the national championship. And yeah, they made a couple of plays. It's not a failure. It was a great year. Well, it was a loss, but they can definitely turn that into a win. See, let's not get carried away, McElroy. You understand? You don't have to call it a failure, but you did get beat, period. The ultimate goal was to what? Win. So basically, you learn from it, then win from it. So at the same time, don't be a little softy, punk chump, Greg McElroy, right? Because you understand what the standard was when y'all boys beat Texas and all that heavy. You hear me? No cap. he getting up in here. He getting up in there trying to sound too friendly and too proper right now. You can still say it was a good year for sure. You made it to the Nally. Definitely a good year. Damn near great. You understand? But they didn't finish strong. Period. Here we go, man. And to what he said about about playing for everybody, I mean pleasing everybody, hell, fuck that. Same thing I said to K Dog about the A-Day game, A-Day scrimmage. Huh? Noah Rogers got hurt and all that. The fans can't play for you. At the end of the day, guess what? Fuck what the fans think or want. Because guess what? Your top players get injured or Bama have a down year. What the fans gonna do, right? Blame Bama, blame Kalen DeBoer, huh? Blame the offense, blame the old line and all that. Talk crazy about them, burn pitches and shit and all that. Shit. Turn their back on them like a lot of fans did this year. Hell. So what we talking about here for real around yonder? At the end of the day, fuck pleasing everybody else. Please they damn selves, please the brotherhood, the football team, etc. You understand, bro? You'll entertain the fans, of course. You'll please the fans, of course. But please y'all motherfucking selves first. Because at the end of the day, guess what, dog? It's about Alabama football. And y'all boys coming together and having that chemistry and that bond. Period. So y'all should want to please each other on the field, playing great, phenomenal football, being violent, like Kane Womack said, being violent from the first snap to the damn last. Be on their ass like white on rice, straight up, no cap. Like enough is damn enough. This is a talented roster, a very talented team on paper and on the field. No more excuses in general. You know, Bama football needs to perform at the highest level. Yeah, McElroy coming through cool, all good. But right now he sound like a little softy as well. Right now he trying to sound all too damn proper. Motherfucker, get improper for once, huh? Heavy. Yeah, Greg McElroy. I ain't forgot my boy. Huh? You forgot? They may act like they forgotten. You the same one went up there talking about Bama shouldn't be in the playoff games, playoff tourney, and all that. Now you want to come talk to the people. Every chance you get, Greg McElroy, you try to bash Bama, keep them out the playoff. They ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. Oh, they're not good. They can't beat this team, that team. You forgot you did it last year. You did it the year before as well. I mean, hell, didn't you do it the Bryce Young year? When we missed the playoffs with 2 wins and the team caught fire at the end of the season and all that, huh? Then we went on to beat what was it, Kansas State. So what are you talking about here for real, Greg McElroy? Do you want to see them boys win for real? Huh? Don't nobody give a damn about you being former alumni. There's plenty of former alumni, former this, former that don't give a damn about who or where they used to be at or who they used to be with, bro. Period. He coming up in there trying to be a glib speaker. Here, watch McElroy, dog. He's a real glib speaker. Huh? Heavy. Roll tide. Ain't nothing rolling but the damn tide. For sure. Here we go. Yeah, you know. We go. I think sometimes the success and failure can be a little bit blinding at some places. And I just felt like last year the team wanted it so bad that when it started to go a little sideways, things would get a little tight. But when they just fired their gun, man, last year they were awesome. They were so good. Second half against Oklahoma in the playoff, numerous times throughout the season, fourth quarter games and comebacks against South Carolina, and clutch end of the half drives against Georgia and against LSU. When they just let it rip, they were awesome. So just play with that. Play with that freedom. Facts. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Your team has got your back. Let it rip. Here we go for sure. Dating back to last summer, the board has made a concerted effort to bring in former Alabama players to talk to the team. Fall camps regularly featured big name guest speakers, including some of the biggest names in sports, from Michael Jordan to Michael Phelps. But before his second year with the program, the board shifted to welcoming the UA alumni back. And at the end of the day, for real, I don't care who, I don't give a damn who come in the building. They're going to have to want it. They're going to have to demand it from themselves, right? They're going to have to go within. Because guess what? Tough times, Michael Jordan won't be there. Michael Phelps won't be there. LeBron James won't be there. That punk chump Greg McElroy won't be there either. They're going to have to rely on themselves, huh? That mental fortitude, huh? Heavy, right? What they believe in, right? Heavy. K-Dog and his coaching. Period. Kane Womack and his coaching, Ryan Grubb and his coaching, etc. They're gonna have to lean on, rock on, fall on each other. Not no Michael Jordan, not no Michael Phelps, not no LeBron James, nobody damn else, bro. So I don't care who come in there and come in the building. Obviously they ain't helped too damn much. They got their ass beat by Florida State early, huh? Then they didn't show up for Indiana early, huh? I don't care. Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, LeBron, McElroy, who? Shit, man. Go within and win together, Holmes. Period. No cap. Roll Tide. Here we go. Shit, you telling me here, man? For real. We go. 1 second, man. The hell going on around here? For sure. Here we go. I think it's great, McElroy said. Everybody thinks they know what it's like. And don't get me wrong, if LeBron James walks into the facility and he wants to talk about leadership and excellence and striving for greatness, goodness gracious, my pen and pad would be filled with notes. But I don't think there's a lot of people that can accurately explain what it's like to wear the crimson and white in the state and what it's like to live as an 18 to 22-year-old kid under that level of scrutiny. Hmm. There's not a lot of people that have lived that way. I think when you have some commonalities and you've been there, especially in the time frame that these kids are living in, we've been there, man. I've been in those shoes. I remember throwing a couple of picks against South Carolina and being a mess for a week, just absolutely borderline depressed because I felt like I let everybody down and because I felt like I let everybody down and how hard that felt and how hard I took it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just helpful when you have guys that have been there in their shoes and that have sat in that building in the last 15, 20 years and know what it's like and know how to deal with it and hopefully come through it the other side as a better man, a better player, a better person. You just have to you just have a perspective of what it's like and how hard it really is because it looks easy sometimes. It looks easy for some guys, but for most guys, it's really hard. And everyone's doing their very best and they want to do right. I mean, shout out for Greg McElroy for coming through and saying that for sure. Period, dog. But at the end of the day, you want to come to Bama, you shouldn't expect it to be easy at all. Like that is the standard right there, the Bama standard anyway. So I don't think too many guys are coming in the building thinking it will be easy. You know, they expect the battle, they expect competition and all that. And even since Kalen DeBoer has been in the building, people talking about how soft he's been, how he's made it too easy for them boys. Let them do too much, have too much free reign, etc. So which one is it for real? You're trying to find that balance. Feel real good about the direction the team is headed in, though, for sure. Feel like K Dog is finally getting a hold on things, right? Really doing it his way, creating his own motto, his own team, his blueprint, etc. K Dog said what a long time ago. He knows what it takes to build a championship team. I mean, he took Washington all the way. So he understands the game at the highest level. Now the biggest question is, can he just bring it all together? Bring it all together as one. Know what I mean? Early, man. Here we go. 1 second. So now we're gonna get into some questions that some questions that may still be out there. As far as Alabama's offense goes, after 15 practices. So first off, the main thing. Give me 1 second. I feel like one of the most important questions as well is who will win the quarterback battle. And once again, Alabama completed its 15 practice spring slate on Thursday, April 16th. Now that the summer has officially arrived, there are still questions surrounding the 26th version of the Crimson Tide. Here are four questions that we still have about the offensive side of the football after spring. Who will win the quarterback battle? Now, that's everyone's main question, right? For sure, Holmes. Boom. No doubt about it. Is it Austin Mack? Is it Keelan Russell? Majority will say that Keelan Russell took over that QB1 spot in the A-Day scrimmage, which he probably should have. Like I said, judging by the numbers, by the video, by the film, Keelan Russell is your QB1. Now, is it still a battle? Is it still a competition? Of course. But at the end of the day, we know who your QB1 should be. Keelan Russell outperformed Austin Mack. But like K Dog said, Austin Mack was banged up too. So do you have to take that into consideration, right? Was he hurt to the point where he couldn't perform at his highest level? If so, same question. Why was he on the field anyway? You understand? Period. If he couldn't perform to a certain level, why the hell was he on the field anyway? One of the major questions right there, Holmes. Here we go. All eyes were on the quarterbacks this spring as Austin Mack and Keelan Russell competed for the starting job behind center. The A-Day scrimmage led many to believe that Russell is the top option for Alabama as the redshirt sophomore threw 4 touchdowns during the final game like practice of the spring. I would have predicted that Mack had a slight lead exiting spring drills, but this truly feels like a neck and neck race after 15 practices. And this is intel from people who are there really being and observing practice after practice. You understand? So pretty much saying how they feel, bro. What is the inside scoop for real? Period. Here we go. The summer workouts and fall camp will be critical for both players as they look to win the job. Big facts, no cap. Here we go. Head coach Kalen DeBoer has said the ideal time to name a starter is 2 weeks before the season opener, or essentially after the second preseason scrimmage. We could see this battle go the distance. And you expect it to go the distance, definitely. Here we go. Here we go. 1 second. What does the O line look to start fall camp? Here we go. Quarterback garnered a lot of attention this spring, and expectedly so. But Alabama's offensive line is just as important in terms as far as figuring out the right players to put on the field. Yep, no doubt. The biggest question still going into the season is how will your run game be? Can you run the ball? Can you tote the damn Tater 1000? That's the main concern right now for Bama. I don't care what nobody talking about. Yeah, we can talk about quarterbacks, Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, cool. But at the end of the day, people want to know for sure if you can run the damn ball and run the ball aggressively, physically, etc. We want to see murder motherfucking ball. And if it's not all the way back to murder ball, baby, well, similar to it, very close to it, and all that for sure. But it starts with the O line, your play calling and your O line in as one. Huh? So it's not the question of is the O line ready? Is Ryan Grubb ready as well? Is he ready to put this offensive line in the best position to perform at their highest level? You understand? Heavy. And that will go a long way as far as the run game goes, bruh. But that's the biggest thing. Run game, run game. We must be able to run the ball. Period. That's the Bama fucking way, Major. Here we go, man. Roll Tide. We know that Jackson Lloyd is the starting left tackle. Rayson Delgado appears to have a hold on the first team center position. And Michael Carroll, the lone returning starter, will be somewhere on the field, either guard or tackle. A luxury for Bama. He's very versatile, so you can put him in guard, you can put him in tackle, huh? He will play well at any position. Now you ask, what is his more natural position? Probably tackle, but it could be guard. Who knows? Obviously, he plays very good at both. Here we go. He opened the spring at right tackle, but after spring break, he was almost exclusively at right guard with Mississippi State transfer Javin James stepping in at right tackle. We could see that continuing to be the case. That leaves left guard, which could be occupied by William Sanders, who missed the spring due to injury, but others will push here. And see, that's the thing right there. Will Sanders, William Sanders, another prime example, right? Missed the whole spring. When you miss reps, it affects you. It affects you negatively sometimes. Depending on who you are as a player, who they know you as, how they look up to you, is your spot pretty much solidified? That's just what it is, dog. With some players, they're just that good. It's clear, very evident. They're the starter. They should be the starter. So they're hurt right now. But boom, when they come back, they're gonna be on the field. It's just like that for some players, bro. Especially when you that dude heavy. Bitch, yeah, shit, yeah. But at the end of the day, William Sanders out affects him. Him being out affects him negatively, for sure. This O line battle is a serious one. You don't want to miss any reps. You don't want to miss the chance to build real chemistry. Period. Just feeling the physicality of the game and all that for sure. Here we go, man. Roll Tide. Which running backs get meaningful carries? Uh, now, very talented running back room. You already know EJ Crowell, Trayshawn Brown, who stepped up this year in spring. When EJ Crowell has been out, Daniel Hill, know about him already. Kevin Riley had a solid spring. AK Deer. So a very talented backfield. This battle is going to go on probably up until, like DeBoer said, 2 weeks before the first game type shit. I think it's going to come down to the wire. Can EJ Crowell stay healthy? Boom. Can Trayshawn Brown keep getting better? If so, you might look at him being the rotation for real. Daniel Hill, does he continue to maintain that number one spot? All right. Who's the one? Who's your two? Kevin Riley. Did he solidify his position? AK Deer, how did he look for real? So a lot of shit still up in the air for this Bama running back room, but it's a great room to have. Straight up. Here we go. Mhm. Alabama knows it has to be better at running the football. It ranked 125th out of 136 FBS teams last year. It lost its top running back to graduation and added a couple of freshmen who could make an immediate impact this fall. But the backfield brought back Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, and AK Deer. And the Crimson Tide needs all three of those players to take the next step over the course of the offseason. Hill lost some weight and is likely to be the first back on the field for the season opener. Riley is healthy again and had a solid overall spring. Deer made some plays as well, but they'll have to hold off EJ Crowell and Trayshawn Brown. Crowell was limited for most of the spring, but Brown was a pleasant surprise and could challenge for carries. And Trayshawn Brown, right, doing what you're supposed to do. Period. Boom. Oh, shit. A player goes down, he gets his opportunity, and there you have it. Now he's really in the mix for real. A name no one was really talking about, really expecting to shine and all that. But he came in there, took advantage of the opportunity fully. Shit. Now he got a chance to really get some real meaningful reps. Shout out to him for putting that work in. For sure, dog. No cap. Next thing is who steps up in place of Rodgers. Now, as we know, Noah Rodgers got hurt for real. One of the biggest pet peeves, concerns you should have, or I even spoke about the A-Day game, A-Day scrimmage, whatever. You risk the chance of injuries unnecessarily, so to speak. Now, of course, you can't run from injuries. They're going to happen or not as part of the game, but don't force it upon a player. Don't don't put yourself in a position where you're risking it more than you need to. He could have had a little 30-minute scrimmage. No, K Dog want to run out there and have 2 hour scrimmages type shit for the fans, for the fans. And I understand the fans support a lot. I'm a fan's been supporting extra, dog, heavy. Shit, you hear me? The best fan base in college football, period, no cap. And I ain't just saying that being biased. Or you can maybe say it's a tie with a couple teams, but that's about it. But anyway, at the end of the day, could you have avoided the Rodgers injury? Possibly. You understand? But they say it happened early in the scrimmage. So either way, it's football, bro. It's football. But all I'm saying is, K Dog should never do nothing because trying to please the fans too much, doing a little too much. Huh? Oh, trust me, the fans will be all right. They'll be all right. Period. But now you got a receiver who you gotta replace. Somebody else gotta step up. No complaining, no excuses. And you got Cedarian Morgan. I think he will be the one for sure. Understand? But the point is, now you lose a receiver who was playing very well in the spring, making a name for himself off the rip. Hey, you got to adjust quickly and swiftly. That's part of the game sometimes. Here we go. NC State transfer Noah Rogers suffered a knee injury during the 8-day scrimmage, and the veteran wide receiver will miss the start of the 2026 season. He expected to return at some point, but early on, Alabama's receiving corps will be without one of its top players. Rogers was regularly one of the first wideouts on the field this spring, along with Ryan Coleman Williams and Lloyd Sear Brooks. Now, the Tide needs other players to step up, and the top candidates to do that are Rico Scott, Derek Meadows, and Cedarian Morgan. Here we go. Scott is entering his third season and is one of the fastest players on the team. Meadows and Morgan both shine on a day and gave the quarterback big targets in the red zone. All three should be counted on. So it's definitely going to be a battle, a real battle in that receiving room for sure. Hey, matter of fact, let me know in the comments in the chat. Who do you think which receiver will step up? Will it be Lloyd Sear Brooks? Will it be Derek Meadows? Or will it be Cedarian Morgan? I put my money right now. I would have to say slight advantage to Cedarian Morgan Holmes early. Even though Derek Meadows made some plays during the 8-day scrimmage as well. But if I'm betting my money on Cedarian Morgan or Derek Meadows, I'm picking Cedarian Morgan. As a freshman right now, I feel like he brings more to the table. Rico Scott, he brings you speed, definitely. And hopefully Bama finds a way to utilize his speed. But does he bring you that wide receiver 3 talent more than a Derek Meadows or more than a Cedarian Morgan? I say no. You understand? I definitely say no for real. But at the end of the day, guess what? We will see. Definitely, bro. No cow. See, let's get it, man. We go. Now we're gonna get into some questions about the Bama defense after spring. How do you feel about it? Do you believe in the defense? Do you think the defense is elite? I definitely do. Now, as far as it comes to when it comes to the defense, the linebacker position still has questions as far as who will step up, who will be the starter outside of Caleb Woodson. Right, boom. Caleb Woodson pretty much came in, did what he was supposed to do. Not shocked by it at all. On the field, off the field, the effort, the determination he showed on the field, the type of player he is. Kane Walk even Kane Walmack even spoke about him multiple times on multiple occasions. The leader he is, the captain role he picked up right away, took on right away. He looked forward, went forward, and never looked back at all. But he's a true talent, bro. Size, speed, everything, versatility, everything. Period. But who's the man after him? Who will step up and lead and rock with him? You hear me? Period. Here we go. Let's get it. 1 second. But yeah, let's get into the defense for sure, bro. Defensive side of the ball and all that. Here we go. Which linebacker starts besides Woodson? Alabama entered the spring needing to fill both of its starting linebacker positions. Virginia Tech transfer Caleb Woodson came in and quickly, unofficially claimed one of those roles, leaving the other up for grabs for several returning players. Guys like QB Reese, Caden Jones, Luke Metz, Abdul Sanders, Duke Johnson, and even freshman Xavier Griffin all logged first team reps during the spring. It's possible that we continue to see the coaching staff choose to play multiple players in the middle of its defense. Right now, Reese and Metz will be our top candidates to play opposite Woodson. QB Reese and Luke Metz had pretty good spring camps themselves and all that. So which one of them boys gonna step up, Holmes, for real? But all them boys can really play good ball. I feel really good about this defense as a whole in general. We know what the secondary is. We know the secondary is like that. Yeah, shit, yeah. You hear me? Early, no cat. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide full of pride. Huh? Ain't nothing rolling but the damn tide. Believe that. Yeah. Yeah. Heavy. uh, we go. We go. Guys like QB Reese, Caden Jones, Luke Metz, Abdul Sanders, Duke Johnson, and even freshman Xavier Griffin all logged first team reps during the spring. It's possible that we continue to see the coaching staff choose to play multiple players in the middle of this defense. Right now, Reese and Metz would be our top candidates to play opposite Woodson, but we're also not counting out Jones, Johnson, and Sanders at this point. This is a room with a lot of potential, but very little experience. And some say little experience bit Bama in the ass last year, per se. Well, I think that Indiana game with more news coming out about it, etc. You had Bama players actually sleeping on Indiana, right? Boom. Taking Indiana lightly and all that. And what type shit is that there around yonder? Who does that start and begin and start and end with? K Dog. I repeat, Kalen DeBoer, dog. K Dog. Period. Your players taking Indiana lightly out of all the teams in the land. Why the hell would you take Indiana lightly, straight up? Piss poor, Holmes. Piss poor, inexcusable for real. If some of K Dog's players were not ready, taking them for granted, playing it lightly like it's something light, I bet. And you see why they got smashed for sure. You can't go in there with that mentality. You hear me? Never. Hmm. No way, no how. You got to be locked in for real. Focus zoned in for real. Straight on. Prepare for war for real. Period. See, that's where K Dog must get better. Him, Walmack, and Grub. I repeat, him, Walmack, and Grub. Damn near. The whole damn staff. Straight up. Here we go. Let's get it. Can Alabama be more dominant up front? Well, we we heard what Kane Womack said. What he said, bro, he wants them to be dominant all the way. He wants them to be violent for 4 quarters. 4 quarters of football, 4 quarters of full effort, straight up, right out effort. See, we saw them be dominant at times last year. We saw them be efficient at times last year, Holmes, for real. The problem with them, it was inconsistent. You go to the Oklahoma game, right? No bullshit, inconsistent. First half, piss poor. Second half, domination. See, they got to get to the point where they're dominating like that, playing like that for 4 fucking quarters. That's real championship football. You hear me? Early. Yeah, real Bama standard type shit. Until then, it doesn't matter. But that's a great sign that Kane Walmack acknowledges that, understands what the fuck is really going on around now and what he need from his team and what they need from him. Period. He must do his job as well. Here we go. We go. One second. Let's get back to it. Here we go. So hell yeah, they can be dominant. They got an even better they have an even better defense this year. So hell yeah, for sure, they can be dominant. Question is, you hear me? Can they do it consistently? Period. Roll Tide. Here we go. The Crimson Tide defense ranked among the top 25 in several statistical categories last year, but a couple of notable areas where it was on the outside looking in were rushing defense 37th and sacks 28th. That's why Alabama defensive coordinator Kane Walmack said he wants to be more dominant up front in his third year as the team's play caller. And that's why I say, bro, he's bringing certain stature of players in for a reason. Bringing tall, lanky, long cornerbacks in for a reason, right? Boom, 6'4", 6'2", plus 200 pounds, plus Dejon Lee, what's his name? Cameron O'Neal. Yeah, you know how I'm talking about, bro. You dig me, you get my drift. Carmelo O'Neal, you know, recruiting players 6'4", 6'3", and up. So when he says he wants to be more violent, he says he wants to be more dominant and aggressive, he means that, no cap. Like I've been saying all off season, bro, expect it to be more punch you in your mouth, bump and run, physicality, and a whole lot of blitzing. Real shit, no bullshit. Straight up, period. Ain't no way in hell you can tell me Kane Walmack ain't finna have one of the most aggressive defenses in college. Here we go. That's why Alabama defensive coordinator Kane Walmack said he wants to be more dominant up front in his third year as the team's play caller. The Tide brings back some talent from a defense that was really good last year, especially on the back end. It must replace key pieces along the defensive line and at linebacker, but it addressed those areas through the portal with Jan Pierre coming back and some of the veteran players joining the team, the Alabama defense could very well be on its way to achieving Walmack's goal. Lot of talent on that damn roster. Huh? The defensive side, oh man, damn near legendary. I repeat, Holmes, damn near legendary and all that heavy. No cap. You understand? For real. Here we go. Mhm. With Yanze Pierre coming back and some of the veteran players joining the team, the Alabama defense could very well be on its way to achieving Walmack's goal. Here we go. How many transfers make an instant impact? I say about shit, 5, 6, no cap. Roll Tide. Alabama brought in 21 players via the transfer portal, and 8 of them play on the defensive side of the ball. Woodson was the first defensive player to commit to the Crimson Tide when the portal window opened, and he's expected to contribute right away. The position that Alabama addressed the most, at least defensively, was the defensive line. Solid move by them as well. You hear adding 5 players: Devon Tompkins, Terrence Mean Green, and Kedrick Bingley Jones should all see the field this fall, with a couple of them likely starting along the defensive front. Edge rusher Desmond Umeozulu gives Pierre some veteran help at Wolf linebacker, and cornerback Carmelo O'Neal adds experience to an already deep secondary. That's 6 guys who could all make an impact. And like I said earlier, bro, I say round 6 out that bitch for real. you know? But Devin Tompkins, Terrence Mean Green, big boys up front. Kedrick Bingley Jr., Kedrick Bingley Jones, right? Big boys up front. Period. Desmond Umeozulu, a real hellraiser. yeah. Here we go, man. Here we go. Will Alabama rotate its defensive backs? Well, we talk about a rotation. Hell, that's a great problem to have. Jordan Edmonds stepping up, Jare Edwards stepping up. Certain young players coming in right away and showing out what you really want. You want those tough decisions to be made, period. If you have to have a rotation, fuck it. Have a rotation, a legitimate rotation. Now, of course, Zabian Brown, Dejon Lee, whoever the other starters are, you understand, Red Morgan, etc. Carmelo Anthony, somewhere in the secondary. But don't ever get it twisted or misconstrued. You still have certain battles at certain positions, like the competition ain't over. huh? You think it's only a competition between Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, the fucking quarterback versus quarterback? Hell to the no. Do you think the only competition is in the running back room, receiver room? Huh? Or the defense has competitions across the damn board. And it's competitions in the cornerback room, safety room as well. No, you presume Keelan Russell, Brian, not Keelan Russell, Keon Sabb, Bray Hubbard, they will be your starting safeties, of course. But that don't mean it won't be a rotation. That don't mean it will come easy, period. Bitch, yeah, for real. May the best man win. May the best damn man win the job, bro. Hands down, man down. Roll Tide. But yeah, Jare Edwards, Jordan Edmonds, them boys here to play. And if it needs to be a rotation, I'm sure it will be a rotation. And there's nothing wrong with the rotation as long as it's benefiting your defense. You understand? Heavy. Period, bro. So if that is a thing or something Kalen DeBoer is against, he needs to get out of that mentality quickly and swiftly. But I'm pretty sure K Dog has no problem playing a freshman if a freshman deserves to play, if a sophomore deserves to play, etc. You know it. I know it. Roll Tide. Here we go. Straight up. Once again, you come in the chat, fire the chat out right. Boom. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with any and everybody you know for sure. Support the grind, support the channel. Why not? Takes less than 1 second. Roll Tide. Ain't nothing rolling but the damn tide. Here we go, man. Yeah, we here. Here we go, bro. You'll be hard pressed to find a better secondary than the one Alabama could field in 2026. Oh, they will be very great. They will be deadly. They will be spooky. They will be scary for every opposing team. I think they will be the best secondary in the nation. I repeat, the best secondary in the damn nation will be Bama, right? Period. Roll Tide. 5 players who started multiple games are back in Tuscaloosa, including both cornerbacks, Xavier Brown, Dejon Lee, both safeties, Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb. Shout out Bray Hubbard and Sabb for returning this year heavy. But the return doesn't only benefit Bama, it benefits them as well. I think coming back for their senior year definitely will help them increase their draft stock remarkably. Yeah, heavy, especially if they perform well. No doubt. Bray Hubbard can improve, Keon Sabb can improve as well. So the right decision for everybody. It benefits everybody. Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb, as well as Bama football and all that. Here we go, baby. Let's get it. And the Husky or nickel defender, Red Morgan. That's most likely your starting 5. But the Tide has a lot of young players who could be too good to keep on the sideline for a full game. And like I said earlier, that's a great problem to have. You want to be able to rest your starters. It's first quarter, second quarter. And guess what? If you have great depth, you can bring in young guys to play right away, preparing them for next season as well, getting them then helping them, letting them gain the experience. Bitch, yeah, letting them get the reps. For sure, man. No cap. So that's great news, bro. That freshmen are performing phenomenally. Yeah, they're putting pressure on these veterans, these juniors, these seniors, these sophomores, etc. As which they damn well should. Man sharpen man, iron sharpen iron. May the best man win. We know the standard at Bama, period. Ain't no fucking secret. Go win. Straight up. You can't handle the heat. You can't handle the heat. Get out the damn kitchen. Period. You know it. Hu Yang in the building. You rang Hu Yang, huh? You rang Hu Yang. No motherfucking Eddie tonight. Hu Yang, I bet. Shout out my dog Hu Yang in the building. You hear me? Early. Roll Tide. Here we go. Early, man. Here we go. Let's get it. Where we at with it here, right? Here. But the Tide has a lot of young players who could be too good to keep on the sideline for a full game. Guys like Xavier Mincy, Ivan Taylor, and Jaray Edwards at safety, O'Neal and Jordan Edmonds at corner, and Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. and Chuck McDonald at Husky. We've seen Walmack and company rotate players over the last 2 years, and with the talent UA has stockpiled, that could continue. Big facts, no cap. And that's pretty much it for the live right there, bro. So just the state of the Alabama football team, bro. Once again, fire the chat up, dog. Fire the comments up as well. You hear me? No cap. How do you feel about the state of Alabama football? Spring camp officially over, but it's still more work to be done. You think it's over with? You think they stop? Hell no. This is the challenge right here. Period. Who will get better, Austin Mack or Keelan Russell? Who will come in? Who will prepare in summer workouts? Right, prepare themselves, be 100% ready for fall camp, for the fall camp competition. Will Keelan Russell get comfortable, so to say, get complacent, so to say, baby? Does he feel like he won the job hands down, man down? Hear me? Will Austin Mack feel sorry for himself? How banged up is he? Does he have to get healthy first and all that? So it's a lot of questions going around Bama football at this time, bruh. How long will Noah Rogers be out? Right? Who will fill in for Noah Rogers? Who will fill in for Noah Rogers, etc. Now I'm very high on Sedarian Morgan, like I said earlier, but shit, it could be someone else. Period. It could be a Rico Scott, right? Boom. It could be a Derek Meadows. Derek Meadows, a big body receiver with speed to go with it, etc. But I think the guy will be Sedarian Morgan. But hey, may the best man win. Now, who will really step up at the tight end position as well? I think Josh Ford benefits. I repeat, Josh Ford benefits the run game in a major way. Caleb Edwards, he should be the guy. He should be ready. So Bama stacked, I repeat, stacked across the board at every damn level, especially the defensive side of the ball for sure. Come on, bro, straight up. The biggest question for the defense, we already know what they can do. You already believe in them. You know they will be elite. They will be championship caliber. Shit, they was that last year. Period. The offense just blew it. Now the Indiana game, oh, we can just throw that out of there. Throw that out of there once again. Period. Everybody was fucked up. Coaching staff to player personnel was all fucked up, unprepared, not ready. And like I said earlier, news came out. Some of them boys was underestimating Indiana. So that's the wrong move right there off the damn rip. And like I said as well, that starts with K Dog. Yeah, K Dog not having them boys ready, or not having all them boys ready. At the end of the day, bro. Period. But like I say, Kalen DeBoer is still growing as well. He's still learning the game as well, learning the SEC game as well, and all that for sure. I mean, this will take time. It has taken time. But the good thing we've been seeing here, year in, year out, since his first year, progression. You know, first year, no playoff bet. Second year, playoff bet. Third year, how far can they go? You expect them to be a playoff team, no doubt. You passed that point already. But can you make a real run this time around, bro? With the talent you have, right? With the mistakes you've made. And you build on them and grow from them and turn them motherfuckers into per wins. So damn per. You hear me? Roll Tide. Hmm. Here we go. But a lot of questions for real, bro. But I'm very excited. I repeat, very excited to see who comes out on top, see who the starters are when the smoke clears. But not only that, to see this season begin. I expect a totally different looking Bama from first game to last game. I expect more physicality, more aggression, right? More violence. That's what Kane Walmack wants to preach, right? Violence. You hear me? Early. I want motherfucking violence. Huh? Ain't no games, ain't no plan. This is the Bama standard, period, bro. Heavy. You didn't want to go to Bama to work and grind and put the work in, get the fuck out. You don't want to get with the program, bet, leave. You understand? Early. You won't be the first, won't be the last, etc. Huh? That's what it is, man. That's what it ain't. Hey, bro. Very exciting time for Bama. And then you talking about probably the most anticipated QB battle in history, Bama history. For sure. And we're gonna see how it go, bro. Hey, once again, you know what it is. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with any and everybody you know for sure. Come rock and roll with me, lock in with me every time. Support the grind, right? Support the channel. You support the fake already. Support the real for real. Big SKOL here, man. Roll Tide for the pride. Win, lose, or draw, but we come to win. Down at the levee, we going fishing at the levee. Roll Tide. Believe that. Here we come.